Hello everyone, you are tuned in to another edition of Tuesday Morning Shenanigans, and today we're going to talk about, well, it's going to be our holiday special, basically. Alright, so I'm Aaron of the Rave Corner, and joining me once again, I have my good friend Jaren. How you doing?
Hey.
Of Jaren's movie reviews.
I know, it's a little hard to belt out sometimes.
Try to say it 3 times quick. I'm pretty sure
Jaren's movie reviews.
Okay, so it's just my own problem.
No. You know what? It's the S. I gotta find a new name for that one.
No, just keep it. Just keep it. You got something good going on. And once again, we are filming inside Maui Comics and Collectibles. So once again, this is our holiday. I almost said Halloween. What's wrong with me today?
Because you like Halloween more.
I do binge eating on the I don't go trick-or-treating anymore, but I eat the candy of what's left over after it's all handed out.
Oh, that's why it's 50% off at Target.
Not the day after.
No, of course not. They just slap on a new label.
That's true. So naturally, we will be talking about holiday movies. However, let's do a little bit of a different spin. We are going to talk about some movies that might have been panned by a lot of people, but it is sort of our guilty pleasure. Now, first thing that comes off of my mind whenever someone were to think of something completely terrible, but I really do enjoy and I can watch over and over again, would be Jingle All The Way. It stars Arnold Schwarzenegger and, of course, Sinbad. The premise is very simple. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger is a horrible dad. Well, in a sense that he is there, but he's so busy with what he's doing in his job and all these other kinds of things that he always misses out on the events that are the most important to his son, including his karate demonstrations where he gets the blue belt. So, with that said, it happens to be perhaps his last chance to make amends with his son, and then he screws it up big time because his wife asked him months in advance to buy the Turbo Man doll, but he forgot to do it, and so he's trying to hunt one down on Christmas Eve, and of course Sinbad's there to do the same thing. The problem though is the Turbo Man doll is the hottest toy ever, as hot as, well, what's really hot right now?
Nerf guns? No.
Well, think of the hottest toy that sold out very quickly once it was released. And so by the time they try to buy one at the last minute, of course, they're all sold out, and it's going to be a very long time before they finally get a new shipment in almost most stores. And that's where the chaos ensues. Now he has to scramble to find a Turbo Man doll.
Yeah.
But the reason, given that there are some really horrible moments, I do make fun of a few scenes, especially Arnold's accent. Well, the one that made me cringe the most is when he takes his son Jamie's blue belt, and just to act all cheesy, he says, he looks at the blue belt and he says, "This is really cool." And then he says, "Do you wear it like this?" And then, no, he takes it off and he does a Daniel LaRusso. He wears it on his forehead, and then he does the like the crane kick and stuff.
Oh my god,
that made me cringe a lot. I thought, don't do that.
No, I haven't seen this, but I want to watch this now.
Yeah. And the reason why I rewatched it over and over again is because I can completely understand. Bear in mind, when I was a child when that movie came out, and the toy that was hot at that time was the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord set.
I remember that.
And it was the hottest toy that was sold in our local KB toy store, so much that it was so hard to get one. And so the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers was a really huge fad. It took up the children's market, to pretty much drain the well, if you will. And the demand was so high. Even it was a hard time for me to actually get the toy because, well, number one, I got to convince my parents, and number two, it was most of the time they weren't available. So I could relate with, Jamie wanting to have something that is so hot. And it's kind of up to the parents, though. But I do understand the disappointment on the father side of things, because as a collector, sometimes I do miss out on the boat where I show up late, and then all the coolest collectible figures happens to be sold out, and I'm left with hanging my head down and kind of soaking in the sorrow for the next 30 minutes. I don't know.
Yeah. No, you know what? With that in mind, it always kind of like made me realize, like, they should do a Christmas movie, but in reverse, to where, the kids are trying to get the parents something. I don't know. It just kind of reminded me. It's like, wow, that'd be an interesting concept.
That would be an interesting concept.
What would the gift be?
I mean, I did see a commercial that was obviously meant for adults, but it was in the form of a Mercedes holiday deal. Special
holiday deal.
And so the commercial goes that it's not the kids who are excited for Christmas, it's the parents. They wake up first, they wake up their kids, and the parents are running down the staircase again first, but the kids, they're all tired. They're like, oh, it's like this every year. And the parents go out, and then they're jumping and cheering with joy as they see their brand new Mercedes that they bought with their own money, but they slapped on a Red Bull on it.
There was a surprise in that. I want to see them try to Christmas wrap that one.
Yeah, I mean, but honestly though, as we grow older, to this day, I still get the question, hey, what are you looking forward to Christmas? And honestly, if I was a kid, I would say, oh, heck yeah. But these days, I'm like, well, because I'm at that age where I'm completely cut off. I buy my own gifts.
Yeah,
unless
it's to the point where you can afford your own gifts,
yeah.
Right? Almost like throughout the year, because when you're a kid, you don't have disposable income. You don't.
It was a simpler time.
Yeah, it was a simpler time. So half the time you're looking at one thing, and then you're hoping during maybe Christmas or your birthday that you are gonna get that one gift you are staring at on the shelf.
Yeah. Did you have just one gift where your parents completely surprised you? They nailed it. They got something that you was absolutely interested in?
No. That being said, it's only because I had to pick it out for them. Because
that's a simpler system.
So I mean, I've always been a movie buff ever since I was really young. What did I say, young? But in that case, they didn't understand that. They always thought that buying VHS tapes were just a waste of money, and oh yeah. So when I wanted something, I always made it super obvious. I'm like, hey, Mom, look, there's Rush Hour 2 and Jurassic Park 3 and on VHS coming this December. Oh.
So you just throw out these hints, but did she ever once in front of you say, okay, fine, this is your gift? Did she ever buy your gift in front of you and just tell you flat out, expect this for Christmas? Or she went around your back just to do it?
I don't know, but she always ended up putting in the cart, and then she still had the decency to wrap it up, but I always ended up picking it out. I'm not sure. Okay. Because I guess the only thing that I would ever get surprised with from my parents would be clothes.
Oh yeah,
or money. I mean. Basic, very basic.
Oh shoot! Back then, I didn't care for clothes. I just wanted the toys. I know I'm a horrible person.
No,
but
we're kids. We're supposed to want the toys.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. How many adults there probably buy a lot more figures and toys than we do with clothes? I mean, we still buy clothes.
For me personally, there were a few moments where my parents did surprise me. Well, or should I say, Santa. Funny story. When I was growing up, of course, I was just like you. I always binge watch whatever VHS tapes were bought, or should I say made. So I was really into monster trucks right when the whole thing started. So they were shown regularly on ESPN all the time, and so my parents, or at least my aunties or uncles, because we all lived in one big house, they would tape the show whenever it was on, and then they'll just have me rewatch it over and over again, which is exactly what I did. But then there was this famous monster truck called Bigfoot, because it was the original monster truck that started the whole thing, the whole genre.
Right.
And so it's a really big brand name, and eventually there was this really cool toy set where you get the monster truck, and then it's battery operated, so there's a pull lever, a switch in the back. You pull it back, and then it will just roll on its own. And it comes with its own set of ramps and cars for it to run over, and a mock-up cardboard stadium that you prop up right behind the ramp in the row of cars. And the best thing is the cars can be crushed, and when you're done with it, You put it on this plastic mold, you press it down, pull it back up, and it becomes a car again.
What? You know what? I think that actually reminded me of one gift that I got, but then, obviously it's not as cool as that, but, your cliche Radio Shack remote control cars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one day on Christmas, I was surprised. It was gift wrapped and given to me by a Santa. Mm-hmm. I unwrapped it. Sure enough, that set was there along with a new set of batteries. I was the happiest kid in town. But there was one minor flaw that my parents did. Slapped on the top right corner of the box was a layaway sticker on behalf of Longs.
Ooh.
That they forgot to peel off.
Now, with it being on layaway, was that any painful for you? Like, if they took off the sticker, was there anything noticeable? I guess anything, to the gift itself that would have changed your opinion about it?
No, actually, it added no detriment at all because me being a kid, I'm innocent. I didn't pay attention to those details. Yeah. But as I grew older, and I still kept the box even though I didn't play with it, I just took it out because I was just cleaning up around my room. And then I noticed the sticker and I thought, oh, I'm sure it's the price tag. And I thought, oh, no, wait, nope, that's not what it is. But around that time, though, I didn't even care. But when I found that sticker, it was a really cool thing, and I love my parents for doing that.
Oh, that's good.
It just makes a really funny story for me to retell. That's it.
Yeah.
So, is there any holiday movies that you particularly enjoy that a lot of people probably pan?
Ooh, well, I was going to say the Black Christmas remake, but I'm going to dive a little more backwards. And I grew up watching this particular sequel before the original, Home Alone 3.
Yeah.
Home Alone 3. It's so bad it's good. One being the fact that it's crazy. I mean, trust me, 3 is much more watchable than 4 and 5.
Oh, that I believe.
Yeah, but I didn't realize how bad. I didn't realize how bad people were. Like as far as the internet goes,
right.
Like people did not like 3. And I can see where they're coming from. Comparing to 1 and 2.
Not to mention, it was a brand new family.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, how many times are you going to put Kevin McAllister in the kind of situation? Which is the mistake that 4 and 5 did, was getting the same exact character and trying to run a whole thing. Yeah, so those different boys in 4 and 5, that was all Kevin McAllister.
But did they recast the same parents, or was it a brand new set?
All brand new set of parents, and there was just so much continuity, especially the fact that they made him a single child, so it was kind of like a reboot.
A single child?
Yeah, like he didn't have no brothers or sisters. I think he had a sibling, but the whole thing of what 1 and 2, it's completely ignored. So I was like, okay, the never-ending McAllister. And so I really like 3 for some strange reason, even though it is a different family, so it's not ruining the Macaulay Culkin ones. And I like the fact that they really branched out and added 2 more bad guys, which made 4 of them. I mean, it was a little serious considering the fact of what they were after. But I mean, I'm not gonna lie, a lot of the traps were just really amazing to see. I mean, you've seen Home Alone. There's no way anybody could walk out of that really alive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I mean, the third one had, the moving lawnmower that just dropped on the guy's head. So
yes!
You see the mole patterns on
God.
On his scalp. I mean, nobody can live from that.
You will die.
But then again, they have that funny one-liners where there's a hole in that guy's pants. You see, what was it? A hamster or a gerbil?
Yeah, it was. I think.
No, it was a rat, wasn't it? A pet rat?
It was a pet rat.
And then I think it was a lady. She grabbed a broomstick or something, and she says, "Don't move." She goes like that to the guy's crotch, and of course he does the high falsetto because he got hit down there.
Oh yeah.
But the line that just seals the whole joke is that you smacked my wiki.
Yeah, there's a lot of adult jokes for a PG movie.
That they were.
Yeah.
But the thing that made me think, I rewatched it because it is, palatable for my taste.
Yeah.
But
it's not terrible where you're gonna shut it off, but it's just by comparison.
But instead of the annoying older brother, you have the annoying parrot who always says double or nothing, and he's like trying to haggle for 2 crackers.
Oh, I love those. I love that parrot, man. That was like the best one with the whole like nude shower thing, and then it was actually the parrot on speaker.
That's true.
I was like, wow, that was something.
Yeah, man. How often do you see a silhouette of a woman, but she sings like a parrot? Like,
yeah, and it's really funny because I always refer back to this movie every time I see Scarlett Johansson, because that's almost where she kind of started her career as the sister. And it's like, oh wow, what a small part. And then now she's Black Widow, in a bunch of other movies. Like, wow.
Wow. So basically her career just went up from there too.
It went up from there, yeah.
You know what's funny is that when I look at Scarlett Johansson, sometimes when I look at her, she kind of looks similar to Taylor Swift to me for some reason. Kind of. Do you have the same problem? Because, I watch SNL on regularly, so there was one season where they did host a show, but it wasn't like they were back-to-back. They were separated by weeks.
Right.
But still, when I saw Taylor Swift and then, there's Scarlett Johansson, I'm like, holy smokes, you guys kind of look similar. But
nah, I think
by that I mean they're both beautiful looking.
Yeah. It's really funny because I actually have a friend named Celine, and everybody kind of called her Scarlett Johansson through our like high school years, and there was one time where she actually dressed up as Black Widow, and she pulled it off.
Oh, I can't imagine. I can't imagine.
But another subject for another time.
That's true. Let's see. Another one that I do watch is the Santa Claus from Disney. It's the one that stars Tim Allen.
Yes.
That's right.
It's been a long time since I've seen that one.
I mostly like the first. The second and third one is when they really lost me. But here's why the first one made much more sense. Mm-hmm. Well,
I've only seen the first one, so
exactly.
Yeah.
So for those who don't know, it's about Tim Allen. He's watching his son Charlie. Of course, at that time, Tim Allen is already divorced with his wife, so of course he has a moment by, I guess, mandate by law that it's his time to be with his son. Not that he has a problem with it; he loves it. But anyways, it's Christmas Eve, and then they hear someone on the roof. Tim Allen goes outside. He says, "Hey, buddy, what are you doing?" And then Santa Claus falls down from the roof. And it happens to be the real Santa. But I guess what? After dying, you just disappear. But where does your body go? So, yeah, Santa was unconscious for a second. It cuts away. And then when they cut back, all that's left is his clothes. So then Tim Allen puts them on. And then the clause of being a Santa Claus is that the person who, for some reason, makes Santa disappears, and you put on the suit, you become the new Santa. Therefore, Tim Allen is a new Santa.
Yeah.
And slowly, his figure grows from being, his normal self to being much more wider, and then he starts growing out his white hair and beard.
I don't know why, but that was kind of scary to watch. I'm just like, oh my god. He's getting bigger. He's growing hairier. Oh no, he's got a new job.
Yeah. But what I liked about the movie is that it was witty. I did like the whole thing where they introduced the elves. Each one had its own position. You had the main elf, who is basically the manager of all the departments. You have elves that, of course, are in charge of building toys, but you have elves that are in charge of doing something else, especially the ones that are sort of like a SWAT team, if you will.
Yeah.
Whenever Santa's in trouble, they got jetpacks, and then they come in wearing the they're not really camouflage clothing, but they have like some sort of special attire.
Yeah.
And then they just go out and they do these special missions. But
I don't know why, but I didn't buy the whole "let's have kids for elves" kind of spiel.
Oh really?
Yeah, I mean, like it was nice, but I mean, I don't. Well, like when I see elves, I don't really see kids.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't know.
In your vision, what do elves look like?
I mean, obviously there's different variations, but I just think more like little people.
Oh, that's sort of like Oompa Loompas.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much if you kind of go back and dissect Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, you're really thinking, oh my god.
It in a way, it kind of makes you feel a little bit better knowing that it's adults working and not child labor.
Yeah, no, and that's why I stand by my statement. It's like, oh my god, children labor. It's like that's why I don't see them as elves.
I think they play on to the whole thing where in movies they've gotten away with it because we see kids, but I think they go with this backstory where they say they're kids who happens to be 200 years old, so we shouldn't feel that bad. Something like that. It has something to do with elves who look like children, but they're ageless.
Oh man, you know what that means? Santa Claus went to Neverland and stole Peter Pan's whole family.
So it's kind of like Pan, right?
Yeah.
He goes into the other universe. He blow torches all of the fairies away just so he can nab the children.
Exactly.
I like that movie too. But what I admired about the movie was that it addressed the one thing that everybody wondered. What happens if your house does not have a chimney? All houses have this little PVC spout. I forgot what it was for, though. But he can fit in there, and then suddenly it temporarily changes into a chimney, and then when he leaves, it changes back to its normal decor.
Oh, I would love to have a chimney in our houses because we all live on an island.
That's true.
we don't need no chimney
unless if you live in up country, way up in the mountains, and that's where it's very comfy.
Yeah.
When you use that. But I live near the ocean, so a chimney is basically useless.
I mean, when I was a kid, I don't know why, but like I was always wondering that because I would watch a bunch of Christmas movies and I'm like, we don't have a chimney. So as a child, still believing in Santa Claus, I left the door open in the middle of the night.
You did?
I did.
Oh, wow.
My parents were pissed.
Innocent, but yeah, I can understand why.
Because it looked like a break-in. There was really heavy trade winds,
But you still went to bed in your own room. It's not like you slept in the living room.
I slept in the living room.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
but then again, it's still uncomfortable because somebody could come right in and
I live in Waikapu, man.
Jaren.
I live in Waikapu. That's just a big no-no.
Yeah. I gotcha. All right. Any title you want to throw out there?
A Very Harold and Kumar Christmas.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I forget about that.
That movie, oh my god. I don't know why, but that's just like my guilty pleasure. It's like they go so over the top with this one compared to the last two.
Guantanamo Bay.
Yeah,
way
I like
more over
it.
the top than that.
It's way better than Guantanamo Bay. And even though it's like very over the top Christmas, it's very vulgar, very like just inappropriate. And they do away with a lot of CGI because if you've seen it in 3D, it's so much fun, especially if you kind of want to get under the influence. But
got it.
But it's very fun. They make so much great references to other Christmas movies, yet keeping it very Harold and Kumar as they go off on their like little mishaps and adventures.
And as is tradition, they have to bring back Neil Patrick Harris.
You cannot do another one without Neil Patrick Harris.
He has the Christmas song solo though.
Yes, I really like that because it was like Neil Patrick Harris actually had like a really large role in this one compared to the last two. And I don't know.
The second
really
one,
cool.
He was just shot dead.
Yeah. And it's really cool because they make a little explanation about that. He's just like, I went to heaven. And he got evicted because he was hitting on Jesus's chicks.
Yeah. Yeah, much respect for him to be playing that sort of obnoxious sort of role because very very different than how he is in real life, and so it's really interesting to see someone do a complete 180 of their actual self.
And speaking of that, they even they turn the whole script around too because they actually have his real husband.
Oh really?
Yeah, they have his husband in the real movie, and then he's all arms and arms, and then once they get to the dressing room, it he makes it look like he's paying him because he's pretending to be gay, and then his real husband who's playing like a character, he's like it's like someone that he hired to make it like to keep up with the charade because he's still a lady killer.
Clever casting. It's like an inside joke.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought that was really clever.
Neat.
Yeah. Oh my god, Danny Trejo as John Cho's father-in-law, that was really bizarre.
That was very bizarre.
And then how he told like the backstory about how Koreans killed his mother on Christmas.
Even more uncomfortable, yes.
And then John Cho had to play the different variations of Korean cliches.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Alright, so let's just move on to the random question of the day. This time this is Halloween themed. So, if there was one movie character whom you would not want to be your Secret Santa, who would that be?
Krampus.
Ah, that's a good one.
Yeah, man. Once you get that bell, man, you're gonna wander around which reality.
Now,
you're in.
is the mythos go that you have to do something really messed up in order to be visited by Krampus, or does he harm innocent, very nice, friendly people as well?
You really just gotta stop believing in the spirit of Christmas. Just like so like the whole disbelieve and disparage of the Christmas spirit itself is when he comes after you. So if you stop believing, he comes after you.
Wow.
Yeah. It's pretty much like like one of those really dark tale like those really grim fables that kind of like have a moral to it.
So
just to keep kids in check.
So he just hunts people who are perhaps into Kwanzaa, or
I think it's having the belief and then
oh, it's like you once had it but then you don't have it anymore.
Yeah, because you just kind of you lost feelings for it.
Oh, okay, I got it.
Yeah.
I would have to go with Jack Skellington because we know what happens.
Oh yes, I'm glad you brought that one.
I don't want to get a box with a shrunken head inside of it.
I'm sorry. In your opinion,
yes,
and this could be a right or wrong answer, but do you think Nightmare Before Christmas is a Halloween or a Christmas movie?
Oh, it's one of those things that will make me go crazy. Had I tried to make a point for either or, because it's both. It really is. It's kind of like the whole question, right? Die Hard. Is it considered a Christmas movie or an action movie? Because it happens right on Christmas.
It's a Christmas action movie.
Exactly. So that's why I consider Nightmare Before Christmas a Halloween Christmas movie. Though I'm very
It's actually every holiday.
Every holiday.
Holiday?
Die Hard? Oh, absolutely.
No. Nightmare Before Christmas, because they're going to the woods and there's a door to every holiday.
Ah.
Duh.
Hello, Swan.
Can I have a dunce hat to go with that comment, please? Holy smokes, mind blown.
And it's just like how I watched the fourth Die Hard on July 4th.
Alika Seki, everyone. You've seen the movie, right? The one with, oh my gosh, what was it called? The one with Samuel L. Jackson as the terrorist. And then he has
that's the third one?
No. He's a sidekick, but he's talking about Samuel Jackson as a
yeah. That what was that movie? It's the one for
Kingsman.
The Kingsman.
Yeah.
You just detonated the thing in my neck that made my head explode.
He was not a terrorist. He was just another one of those black people being held by the white man.
Yeah.
So what if you want to commit a genocide? We all have dreams.
Hashtag Trump America.
And in Samuel's case, he only wanted to eliminate the baddies, or at least the people who were jerks.
The cliche. Let's cleanse this earth. Oh my god.
Oh man. Man, that was crazy. All right, so let's just wrap it up. Big thanks to Maui Comics and Collectibles. Follow the store on Facebook and Instagram at Maui Comics. Also,
You're welcome. No.
Thank you, Alika. He's the owner of the store. If you did enjoy this episode of Tuesday Morning Shenanigans and would love to see more into the future, like, subscribe, leave a comment in the comment section. And if you have a random question of your own that you want to see us answer in another episode, leave it in the comment section. We will get to it. Also, thank you to Jaren for joining us.
And thank you for having me.
All right, and if you want to see his movie reviews, look him up on Instagram, and it's called hashtag
Jaren's Movie Reviews.
Awesome. Any other movies that you haven't gotten around to reviewing yet, but you will be doing it eventually?
Actually, I just saw this last night. I'm gonna throw this on the review, but I just saw Office Christmas Party last night.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Oh.
Don't know if you want me to give like a brief little thing about it, but
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. Great cast. Terrible script.
As usual.
Yeah. So you really go for the actors. You really go for the actors in this one, not for the story, because the script was just kind of messy.
It's like the cheap adult humor that you get, right? That's only good for one time use.
I thought it was going to be a laugh-a-minute movie, but like the way that the characters were written, I felt like it tamed the comedic actors way too much. Oh. So that's all I got to say for now.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
And for figure reviews and more, check out the Rave Corner. It is is myfavorite.blogspot.com, where I review Godzilla toys, Transformer toys, and many more. So until then, on behalf of myself, Jaren, and all of my friends here, and Maui Comics and Collectibles, we will want to wish you all a happy holidays. Thank you for checking out this episode. We will see you next time. Woo.